back to my channel Sushma Lectures. Today we'll see the lecture 5, that is conduction of N-type and P-type materials. Before going to the conduction of N-type and P-type materials, we'll see the formation of N-type material first. Here we take a crystal here with silicon atoms around and one impurity atom arsenic here. Arsenic is a pentavalent impurity which contains 5 valence electrons. That is, the electrons present at the outermost orbit will be 5 here. And as a sample, I have taken one part of this arsenic and overall not a in order to form a N-type material, I have taken one sample part of the crystal. That is only one arsenic impurity atom here. And here it contains 5 impurity atoms. Already we know that the N-type material will be formed by doping a small amount of pentavalent impurity which is added to a pure semiconductor. It is called N-type semiconductor, and the elements are arsenic, bismuth, phosphorus, antimony, etc. Like these elements we can add as pentavalent impurity, and this impurity is also known as Jonar impurity. Already we have learnt in the previous sections. So now consider an atom here, and arsenic atom, it is fits in the silicon crystal in such a way that 4 valence electrons form covalent bonds with adjacent atoms of silicon atom. The 5th electron of arsenic atom has no chance of forming a covalent bond. So this spare electron enters the conduction band as a free electron. All these 4 electrons form a covalent bond with the silicon, and this electron form a covalent bond with this electron of silicon, and this electron will form a covalent bond with this electron, and this electron will form a covalent bond with this atom. So only one electron remains. Okay, so it has no chance of forming a covalent bond here. So it enters the conduction band as an extra free electron. So number of such free electrons will be formed by adding some more impurities. If you extend this crystal towards left and right, we have another arsenic atom and arrangement, and we have like this arrangement again. So one more arsenic atom will give the one more free electron. So this arrangement will give one free electron. So in this way, if you continue number of stages, we will have some more free electrons formed. So we call it as donor impurity. So here by using donor impurity, we get more number of free electrons formed. So in N-type material, we have free electrons are the majority in number, where holes are the minority in number. Minority means small in number. Okay, so now we will go to conduction here. This is the N-type material we have taken. It contains both electrons and holes in the material, and it is connected with some battery, plus and minus, positive and negative. And we already know that the electrons experiences force towards positive terminal, and holes experience force towards negative terminal, and the conventional current will be from positive to negative of the battery. So this is about conduction. Now we will move to p-type material formation. We will see now. That is when a small amount of impurity is added. Here trivalent impurity is added. Trivalent means 3 valence electrons will be at the outermost shell. Okay, so trivalent impurity is added to get this gallium. Gallium atom is trivalent impurity. So it is added to a pure semiconductor which is formed as p-type material. So the trivalent impurities are gallium, indium, boron. Like this we can use. So the impurity which is added, we call it as acceptor impurity. Why? It contains 3 valence electrons. Here one electron from gallium is formed covalent bond here with silicon atom, and one valence electron is form a covalent bond with this atom, and one more is form a covalent bond is formed here. But one valence here, the electron is short of here, short of one electron. So the fourth covalent bond in the valence shell is incomplete. So this we call it as hole. So each gallium atom added in silicon atom gives a hole. So in this way, if you extend like in N-type material, if you extend this crystal towards left and right, another gallium atom will be formed here. So we will get one more hole here. One more hole. So in this way, if you continue number of stages, the number of such holes will be formed because of this gallium impurity. So the number of holes can be controlled with the amount of impurity addition. So the number of such holes can be controlled with the amount of addition of impurity added. Okay. So as these holes are treated as positively charged, the material we call it as p-type here. So at room temperature, thermal energy is sufficient to extract an electron from the neighboring atom, which fills this vacancy in the incomplete bond. But this creates a vacancy in the adjacent bond when an electron has jumped, which is nothing but a hole here. Okay, so here it accepts one electron. This hole will accept a electron here. So it is known as acceptor impurity. So even for a small impurity added, the large number of holes get created in p-type material. Gets created p-type material. So in n-type material, large number of free electrons are formed, and here large number of holes are created in p-type material. So we'll see the conduction in p-type now. So same as in n-type material, here also we will conduct the battery here. Okay, so this is a p-type material which contains large number of holes. Holes are the majority. Okay, dominant. Then electrons here. Okay, electrons are the minority in number. And these holes are experiencing force towards the negative, and here electrons also present. We are already noted. Electrons are also present in this material, p-type material, and these holes are experiencing force towards positive terminal, and the conventional current direction is positive to negative. Okay, so because of voltage formed here, electric field is formed. Okay, so the holes will move in a valence band, and they are mainly responsible for conduction. And free electrons are also present in conduction band. Okay, but they are very less in number. So hence holes are the majority carriers and electrons are the minority carriers in p-type material. So this is about the conduction in p-type material. Okay, now we'll see the topic Fermi level in extrinsic semiconductors. n-type, and this is the Fermi level given for n-type. Okay, and EC is the conduction band energy level, and EV is the valence band energy level. As we have already seen intrinsic semiconductor energy band diagram, and this is the energy band diagram in extrinsic semiconductors, n-type and p-type individually. Okay, so EC, EF, EV same as in intrinsic only. EC means conduction band energy level, and EF is Fermi level, and EV is valence band energy level. Okay, so we already know that when impurities are added to the intrinsic semiconductor, energy levels are added. Okay, allowable energy levels are introduced, and the material becomes extrinsic semiconductor, whether it is n-type or p-type. Okay, so here depending on the impurity added. If it is pentavalent, if that is n-type, and p-type is trivalent impurity. Okay. Now in n-type semiconductor, a donor impurity is added. We already know that. So each donor atom donates one free electron, and large number of free electrons will be formed in conduction band. So the donor energy level corresponding to donor impurity added is just below conduction band. Is just below conduction band. Here ED is represented as a donor energy level, that is just below ED, conduction band. Okay, so as this distance is given as 0.01 electron volts below conduction band. This is the distance 0.01 electron volts, that is in germanium, and silicon 0.05 electron volts, for silicon. So as these distances are very very small here. Okay, so even at room temperature, almost all extra electrons which are formed here in valence band, okay, are from donor impurity atoms jumps to conduction band. Okay, so like this way large number of free electrons will be formed. Okay, and also the probability of occupying energy level of free by electrons towards conduction band is more. Okay, so that is the Fermi level, we can say in other words is the Fermi level is shifting towards conduction band. Okay, that is about n-type. Now we'll see the p-type. In p-type, acceptor impurity is added. That is gallium. We have seen gallium atom as impurity atom. Okay, so that is acceptor impurity. Acceptor impurity is added. So this is due to trivalent impurity, large number of free holes are formed. Already we know that. Okay, so large number of free holes are created in valence band. So here EA is the acceptor energy level. Because of holes formed in valence band. Okay, so a large number of free holes are formed due to impurity. Okay, so this even at room temperature or thermal energy, there is energy sufficient to extract an electron, okay, from the neighboring atom. Okay, so holes in this valence band even at room temperature can jump to conduction band also. Okay, conduction band also. So EA is very close to valence band here. Okay, EA is very close to valence band, that is just about it. Okay, EA is given here. Okay, so EF which is a Fermi level here in p-type shifts towards valence band, and in n-type shifts towards conduction band here. Large number of electrons are formed here. Okay, so here The Fermi energy level is shifts towards conduction band, because the probability of occupying electrons in conduction band is more. Okay, so the energy level is shifted towards conduction band here. Here holes occupying, probability of occupying holes in valence band is more. So the Fermi level is shifted towards valence band here. Okay, this is the acceptor energy level indicator. Okay, that is just below the EF and just above the valence energy level. Okay. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel Sushma Lectures, and don't forget to comment below.